Everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to add in some images into our Tkinter window or Kinter window. Now, to do this, your image has to be a PNG. So if you currently have a JPEG that you want to use, either use Photoshop to convert it from a JPEG to a PNG, or use an online tool like Photopea, or use an online converter. Now, to do this, just like any other time we use Tkinter, we've got to import it. Now here I'm going to create my window, so window equals Tk. Now I'm not going to set a geometry for my window, and I'm going to explain that in a second. I'm going to have a variable called photo, and inside of it I'm going to have photo image, and I'm going to load in my image. So my image is called dice.png. Now my image file is stored in the same directory as my Python file, hence why I've just labeled it dice.png. Now if your image file is in a different directory, I would recommend moving it into the same folder as where your Python file is saved. Right, next I'm going to create a label, and I'm just going to call this label. Remember, you can call your labels anything. Inside here I'm going to have image equals photo. And what this is doing is saying, right, my label, I would like you to put the image inside of the label. And this time I'm going to use label.pack instead of label.place, and this will put my image in the center of the screen in my window. Now obviously, because I haven't created a window geometry, what will happen is I'm going to show you when I run this, okay, the full resolution size of the image will appear. So here you can see that it's actually quite a large image file, and it's taken up quite a large amount of space. Now, if I close this, and in here where I have image equals photo, I can tell it how big I want the image to be. So if I said 250 by width equals 250, I'm going to run this, and what it will do is only use 250 pixels in height and width of my image. Now if I run this, there we go, we've got a dice. Also notice how it kind of takes it from the center of the image. So you can see my window is much smaller here. It's only 250 pixels by 250 pixels. Now I'm going to show you what happens if I do window.geometry. I'm going to create a window of 500 by 500. Now if I run this, we now have an image which is 250 pixels by 250 pixels, bang into the middle of my window, which is 500 pixels by 500. Now if I remove this again and run this, let's see what happens. Okay, the full window is taken up by the image. Okay, so I'm just going to put in 250 back in here. Now what I'm going to do, instead of .pack, I'm going to try .place. So this time I want it to be placed in x1 and y equals 1. Now let's run this. So you can see what it's done is it's put the image in the top left in the first pixel from y and the x location, okay, the x and y axis. Again, I can change this, so if I change this to if I go 50 and 50, you can kind of see the location of the image should change in my window. Okay, and if I want to just make that a little bit smaller in terms of the size, so I'll make it 125 instead of 250, and then run this. We can kind of see that is what happens. Okay, so that is adding images into Python using Tkinter, and obviously using an image that will appear as a whole, or also as a particular size in this particular window geometry.